So the nature of life itself is vibrational. So if you're looking in your family right now and you're wondering why, your own blood doesn't feel or think or produce energies that are similar to yours, in fact, you guys may have actually opposing virtues and principles where you play out an opposite nature and one of your family members play out an opposite nature. They might look at you like, which you do, or just in general in the outside world, which you do with your mind and body doesn't make sense and doesn't correspond in my mind and body, and I don't do that personally. Unless you're what I call an empathetic person and a telepath person, so you're able to communicate with people non you don't gotta verbalize. It's through deeper means. You can see between the body language. You can just sense the energy that they put out, which is their aura field and things like that. And so in 2023 and beyond, we need to start understanding that family has nothing to do with literally flesh and blood. Family is more vibrational. And I'm not talking about people who think and feel like you, so you can start to feel comfortable and things like that, where you're a victim and this person is a victim, and you guys are friends based on that victim mentality. That's getting ready. You're both getting ready to bear y'all asses, unfortunately, unknowingly. What I'm talking about is that you gotta go create and join a tribe that's established based on a vibe, a frequency, or a higher vision, a higher goal that has nothing to do with these things of the world, meaning that you're not attached to the world, you're not worried about the world, you don't need your relationship with yourself, how you feel about yourself doesn't depend on no car, on no boo, on no daddy, on no mommy, on no brothers treating you a certain way. None of that. It can't. In fact, if your KFC order come 10 minutes late, you can't be getting vibrationally out of whack because something outside of you didn't go as planned or you couldn't control it and things like that. And so in 2023 and beyond, people need to establish this frequency or this wave, this vibration of you being a standing column of waveform energy, meaning that you are independent of how anything else feels or thinks of you because you know you. I meet a lot of people every day that are not even comfortable in their own flesh. And they're not gonna verbalize it like that, but they're gonna be like, yeah, but they're not like me. They don't do what I do, but they don't have the same skin color. If you even talk about skin color, salary, all that stuff is great and it's a reflection of your mentality, but let's not get it twisted. It's about virtue and principle. It's about the energy signatures that you play out. Now, some people have a much more developed energy signature. Some people don't have a developed energy signature, meaning they're still in their child stage. They're still not taking responsibility for the shapes and forms that their mind is creating. And in fact, they want someone else to take responsibility for the shapes and forms that they're creating. Because if you're broke, you shouldn't be running around making someone else broke because you can't take care of yourself properly. If you're emotionally bankrupt, meaning that you don't have no form of emotion, you're dry from the inside, you're void like me. I used to be an extremely void individual, empty, cold hearted. If you're doing that, you shouldn't be running around like how I do, trying to get rejuvenated based on someone else's emotion, someone else's validation. Because the moment you need something else outside of you, that's the moment that you can get conned, manipulated, confused, and used for someone else's agenda. And you'd be surprised at the things that people need in their lives that you can provide that you don't lack. Because again, we all represent different pieces of pizza. This person has that piece of pizza, this person has this piece of pizza, this person has that piece of pizza. And when you guys come together, it might create some kind of alignment, some kind of, which creates an assignment. And this individual might be like, damn, this person has this. And if you're from the Middle East, you might have something that the person from the West doesn't really have. And this person from the West might, put you in some weird situations to see if you're really who you are, this person from the East, or there's certain things. But the point being is that we're all representing a different wave, different vibration. But the moment that we start to fight for a specific wave and a vibration, then we start to see Negroes shoot each other. We start to see massive protests because everybody's trying to be the same. Nobody's trying to be different. Nobody wants to stand out. People just want to play out the narratives like NPCs, non-player characters, and they just want to adopt and assimilate whatever is displayed in front of them. So if I put on MTV and I show you Snoop Dogg smoking 5 blunts a day, and then he got this designer brand on, these shoes and things like that, bam, you automatically want to get it because you think the Snoop Dogg swagger, which is really mental, metaphysical in nature, has anything to do with these shoes. No, Snoop Dogg was Snoop Dogg before those shoes, the sneakers, those jeans, designer brands brought him and gave him those deals and things like that. So you need to establish your own wave, your own vibration, and it can't be dependent on any form of external place, person, or thing. I'm serious. It can't be dependent. You cannot let it depend on your family. If you need your family to see you a certain way, and you need their validation, their approval about where you going, oh, you already shit. You might as well stop everything you're doing because it ain't gonna work. Because so long as that you're worried about how somebody else thinks and feels of you, and you're not independent of their wave of energy, and you need that shit to replenish your internal supply, then you've already signed your death sentence because now you need someone else's validation for you to keep going on a thing that's supposed to be your purpose, which is supposed to be independent of anything physical in nature, because God is not physical in nature. Sure, God is a wave and it drops into particles, and this particles comes in the forms of people, nature, literally nature where we see seasonal transitions, stars and cosmos and dark matter and beyond that, which we can study and get into later. But you need to understand what God, what source has put inside of you so you can start to operate independently of everything outside of you, and you start to use your virtue, your characteristics, like a freaking god, not like a freaking peasant. Because other people right now are out in the world doing the things that not necessarily you're supposed to do, but they're using that same virtue, that same principle. But since they got a much more higher octave perspective of it and its applications, that's why they out there winning, but you out here sinning. Sinning just meaning that you put blood on your own hands by you not being yourself and by you not accepting your purpose, which is basically means that you might have a few screws that are loose inside of your head. This is why you might find yourself in a situation among people, places, and things where you ask yourself, why am I here, and why am I doing this strange thing for my peace of mind? You're doing that strange thing for your peace of mind because you need those people. You're worried about what they think. You need them to look at you a certain way. And when they don't, bam, you go buck wild. You're going to be doing the most so you can get that person, place, or thing back in your life. But, I mean, like, you can just be independent of that wave form energy. And, you can start to operate from within rather than operating with using outside things. So guess what? If I lose my car tomorrow, bam, still gonna feel great. If I lose my house tomorrow, bam, still gonna feel great. Somebody put a gun in my mouth, still gonna feel great. Because I know that I'm going to a wave frequency vibration, and I'm gonna be a particle in that cycle, and then I'm gonna drop into a body, and the better wave that I'm riding in my mind, that's actually where I'm going. So you've been battling this feeling, this thought, this whatever, this golem, this shadow that you created, and you don't know how to get rid of it. You don't know how to, dismantle it, prove it wrong, and go about every single day proving your old thoughts, your old beliefs, your old systems, which you've probably traditionally inherited from viewing your parents, and based on your relative position within the space and time continuum, you might be born as the middle child, you may be born as the older child. So based on your relative time, based on your relative position within this space and the time that you was born, that created a specific mentality that has instilled itself in you. And that specific mentality can be expressed in a plethora of ways. But so long as that you are dependent on those energies being validated by other people, places, and things, then you're going to be behind in the race, and you're not going to be going as fast as you can be, driving 120 kilometers an hour rather than you going 60 kilometers an hour because A, you don't have a fast car. A fast car is a fast mind that can calculate and understand things beyond the average person's mind, because the sooner you want to be rich, chances are your friends are going to look at you like, yeah, we don't really understand what you're doing. So you're telling me that, because they're going to have this blank look on their face and they're going to be like, so So you don't want to go out to the family function on Monday. You don't want to you don't want to go to grandma's house and hang out with big mama and get some chicken and potatoes in your belly. So you don't want to celebrate Christmas. You're saying that you're an independent column of waveform energy and you don't need the shadow government's holidays and things like that. Yeah, bro, that people gonna look at you very strange because trust me, successful people get looked at as very strange. And the crazy part is, the celebrities we have right now, they're not even successful people. Those are like the fallen stars. Those are not even real stars. They make you guys look at that cloud, but really in the esoteric realm, if you're a spiritual person, you're supposed to be higher than that cloud. The celebrities, they should be looking at you as to what's next. What should we do? How should we structure and organize ourselves? Because we know we're outdated. We really know we're fallen. We know the things that we do every day don't really help anybody. It don't even help us in our life. So, that's the fallen administration. So right now, God is creating a whole new administration, a whole new governance system, and the shadow government, they're trying to do the same. Now, will they catch up? Shit. Will they be successful? Shit, probably. If people continue to be sheep and continue to be easily led by the shepherd, then absolutely. But you don't got to be led by no shepherd other than you, because God has already put a gut inside of you. You got this gut feeling that tell you, ooh, be careful of that person. Ooh, you should go do that. Ooh, you should go eat this. So you got this gut feeling, man. You got this inherent ability to sense, like a sensei, what you need to do, in your life. But if you don't set the intention yourself, and you let other people set the intention for you, then you're gonna get lost in what we call the world, which, contrary to popular belief, Lucifer created this physical density and whatnot. So what we need to understand today is that family has something to do with your freaking blood, where you're from, or any of that. Family is a vibration, it's a mission, it's an atmosphere that certain spirits are trying to get to. And if you know the people around you are not trying to, quote unquote, spiritually ascend from their old and outdated attributes or beliefs, ways of seeing and doing things, then that lets you know that they're not trying to choose themselves. Because when you become the chosen one, you become the one. You choose that for yourself. It's not by no accident. Like, you don't need the reverend, the doctor, the bishop, the imam to come stop you with some oil on your forehead. You don't need to follow them in prayer. In fact, you should be following yourself in prayer, and you should be praying every day that you is that person, that you are that wave, that you instinctively know yourself, and you don't need any person, place, or thing, no college degree, no university degree, to tell you what you is, because you know what you is since birth. Now, if that might have gotten diluted because of other people, places, and things, but you should instinctively know exactly what's going on. But you can't be afraid of what's going on, because the more you are afraid, hey, the more fear you're gonna get. That's why your health is gonna start to go out of whack and things like that. And the dominant culture, the Masons, the shadow government, they already know this. So you gotta go take care of yourself before you try to take care of anybody else. Or you're gonna get you're gonna get sidelined, backdoored, and things like that, because you see what's going on, but you don't accept that that's what's going on. So you lie to yourself, and God is like, okay, shit, send him more lies, send him more bullshit, because he clearly like it, So yeah, just remember, family got nothing to do with blood. It's always about vibration. It's not a coincidence that you're attracted to the people, places, and things that you are. And yeah, people around might try to shame you, guilt trip you into not doing that. See, we the people from our country, brother, praise Jesus. They don't do that. We don't get rich, brother. Praise Jesus. Blasphemy, brother. We don't get rich. We just want to praise Jesus, brother. Money's of the devil. See, if that's your belief that you're carrying, that's fine. But when the pastor drives out from the back of the church with his Range Rover, shit, don't be mad at him. Shit, he just chose what he wants, and he's gonna get what he said he wanted. So don't be mad when you see other people, places, and things get what they want because they decided, but you're stuck in that belief system, so you're not getting what you want, or you're not going to the next octave of your energy. You're not letting go of outdated energies, things that you should have already taken care of, like self-hate, self-doubt, worry, grief, all these negative emotions, oh, does she like me, or does he like me, or is my teacher going to give me a good mark? No, you should have already set your intention on what you're going to get and follow course, follow suit, and how you're going to get it, because your gut and your brain is going to tell you how to get it because you're asking for it now. So just keep that in mind also. Real shit.